All right, operatives, listen up. This is your mission briefing. We've got a major intel drop from HQ on Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and believe me, you're going to want to hear this. Let's get right into it.
And they are not kidding. The biggest takeaway from this entire update is that the jungle, well, it just got a whole lot deadlier. There's a brand new way to play, and it's going to test every last bit of your stealth training. So yeah, we're jumping straight into the main event, a completely new online competitive mode called FOXHUNT. Now don't get it twisted, this is not your typical team deathmatch. This is pure, classic Metal Gear espionage, only this time the targets you're hunting are other players. Okay, so let's break down these rules of engagement. We're talking 12 players split into two-person teams, duking it out in a high-stakes stealth battle. It's all happening across 3 classic maps, and it's objective-based with elimination rules. That means if you get caught, the pressure is seriously on. But you know what? The last 2 points here are maybe the most important. No crossplay and absolutely no microtransactions. In today's world, that is a massive statement. It tells us they're building a level playing field where skill and only skill gets you the goods. It feels like a real return to form. So how are you going to survive out there? Well, you're getting some new toys. First up is the AT camo system. Forget the old camo index, this is dynamic. It's a camouflage that adapts in real time to what you're crawling on, what you're hiding in, even how you're standing. For staying hidden, this is an absolute game changer.
But what if you're the one doing the hunting? Well, to counter all those expert hiders, we've got Naked Sense. Here's how it works. You stay perfectly still, hold a stealth posture, and you'll actually start seeing directional cues for enemy sounds. It basically turns your hearing into a kind of sonar. It's a predator-prey mechanic that is guaranteed to create some incredibly tense cat-and-mouse moments.
Okay, so FOXHUNT is obviously the big headline, but this update goes way, way deeper. This isn't just about multiplayer. The core single-player campaign is getting a massive overhaul under the hood, with some pretty significant technical upgrades.
And when I say massive, I mean, just look at that number. 7.6 gigabytes on PC. That's not a handful of bug fixes, people. That's a serious injection of new code and heavy optimizations right into the heart of the game's engine.
So what exactly are you getting for all those gigabytes? Well, this right here tells the story. You know those annoying frame drops that always seem to hit at the worst possible moment? They've optimized performance. That distracting texture pop-in you'd see sometimes, they've adjusted how assets stream in to fix it. Even the shadow rendering is better, making everything feel more stable and, just more real.
And hey, for all you PC players out there, this one's for you. We've got official 21:9 ultrawide support. Your field of view is about to get a whole lot bigger, which is a huge deal for situational awareness in the jungle. This was a really highly requested feature, so it's awesome to see it finally here. And the upgrades just keep coming. There's a new option to lock your camera distance, the depth of field in close quarters combat is way better, and there are fixes for lighting and reflections. Now, I know these might sound like little things, but trust me, they all add up. It's this kind of attention to detail that really polishes the whole experience and makes the world feel more alive. All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty and talk about bug squashing. Beyond all the big new features and performance boosts, this patch gets in there and cleans up a bunch of those specific, sometimes frustrating gameplay quirks. Now this is a big one, especially for all you completionists out there. Apparently, there was a bug that was stopping some of Raiko's unique reactions from ever happening, so players were literally missing out on content. Well, that's been completely fixed, so you can finally see all those interactions as intended. Think you're a ghost with that silenced pistol? Well, think again. The enemy AI just got a little smarter. They can now detect the sound of silenced weapons more realistically, especially at mid-range. It means you have to be even more careful with your shots, which just raises the stakes for every single infiltration. And finally, here's a fix for a bug that, let's be honest, was kind of funny. You know that moment? You'd hit a guard with a tranq dart, and he'd just stand there for a second, almost like he was thinking about it, before finally falling over? Well, that moment of sleepy defiance is gone. Sleep now comes instantly. So let's zoom out for a second. What does all this really mean? I mean, a single patch is great, but what really matters is the bigger picture, right? The pattern of continued support. And that's exactly what we're seeing. This timeline really tells the whole story. You can see the clear commitment here. We get the launch in July, and then boom, just a month later, they're patching out critical crashes. In September, they're adding quality of life features people were asking for, like an inverted camera. And now, in October, we get this absolute beast of an update. This shows they're in it for the long haul, dedicated to making this the definitive version of Snake Eater.
So after all that, with a brand new multiplayer mode to master and a single-player campaign that is smoother and more polished than ever before, the only real question is the one right there on your screen. What's it going to be? Are you dropping into FOXHUNT to prove you're the best? Or are you redeploying for another tour of duty in the jungle? The choice is yours, soldier.